So let's talk about toxic work environments. This is a series where we'll discuss the different types of toxic work environment. Today, I want to talk about the toxic work environment that is toxic because of one major thing: fear. Now, this actually can cover a lot of different situations because there are a lot of different fears. But let's just talk about one fear and how it manifests itself: micromanaging. Believe it or not, toxic work environment sometimes is about someone's inability to let others do work. Micromanaging, we've heard about it. Most people do not want a micromanaging manager, supervisor, or boss. Because if you didn't want me to do the work, then why did you hire me? Or why am I here? So let's talk about what micromanaging is, where it comes from, why it's based in fear, and what you could possibly do to help if you have a micromanager in your midst. So a micromanager is a supervisor, boss, someone who has some type of authority, more than likely who has done all aspects or some aspect of the work that you are now currently responsible for doing. And they want to make sure you do every single thing the way that they want you to do it. Now, there's two sides to this. Is the way they want you to do it required in order for the thing to be accomplished with a quality standard? Like, this is not for people who are not interested in actually doing their job well and actually accomplishing goals. And so if that is not you, if you're a person who actually wants to be able to sit on a clock with somebody, get a paycheck, but not deliver, this is not for you. But this is for a person who is actually like the freedom to do the work that they're set to do because they can actually do the work and do a great job at that work. This is who I'm talking to. So if you are that person, you have skill sets, you have knowledge, you have experience, and you are there to do a job and you know what you're doing, but someone will not let you do it, this is for you. So part of why they're a micromanager is more than likely they have had multiple experiences where they actually let go of the reins and trusted somebody to do the work, and it backfired on them horribly. It's almost like traumatic experience. So think about it. Like, I'm not equating this to like wartime, but trauma is trauma. And if you have a traumatic experience, nobody wants to have a traumatic experience again. So the way that they preempt having this traumatic experience again of someone completely failing to live up to whatever standard they needed them to accomplish, they're going to preempt it by making sure every single element of the thing gets done the way that they see fit. That's a fear. It's a fear of disappointment. It's a fear of a fear and a lack of trust, twofold. Fear with a lack of trust. Sometimes somebody can be afraid of a thing, but because they trust, they can release. But if there's no trust there and that fear is there, oh, it's a recipe for disaster. So, two things, because we're all about solutions, solution-oriented. Two things. One thing that you could do, if you have a micromanager at hand, this will probably like stop them in their tracks or like be like, what? This has never happened to me before. So if you feel like you've got a micromanager on your hands, what you could do is say, hey, can we talk for a second? I just want to make sure that, everyone's on the same page, and then we actually get done what needs to get done. So what you do is you preempt them when I'm speaking about a particular assignment, a particular task. If you know a particular assignment or task is coming up and the micromanaging is going to be unleashed with force, preempt. Say, hey, can I grab a minute with you so we can quickly talk over this thing that's coming up? Because I want to make sure that we're on the same page and that we have an understanding of expectations so we can meet those. Bam. So what you're going to ask is for expectations, what success looks like, and any important elements that are really key that need to be, made, you be made aware of and that you can address. Two things that this will do. Now, if they know, then they'll be able to respond to these questions, and this will actually provide some sense of security because they're like, oh, they're already thinking about it. Because that's a part of what the trust is that no one is going to do what needs to be done like I will do what needs to be done. So I got to make sure they do it. But you want to preempt that. And you want to let them know, I'm thinking about it and I'm thinking on what actually needs to happen. I'm not just going to phone it in, or I'm not just going to be lackadaisical about it. I'm not going to be careless about it. I'm interested in actually doing a great job. So that gives them a sense of security. I'm not saying it's gone all the way, but what I'm saying is that we're building here. So now you have this meeting with them. You write down all of the expectations and the important key elements that need to be done. And you say, hey, I know I just popped this on you. We had some time. If there's anything else, I'd love to grab, again, prior to the start. I'd love to grab just another meeting with you to just maybe catch the things we might have missed or didn't touch on in this meeting. So you're letting them know that you are on board to handle this work and handle it with skill, professionalism, and care. That's going to make them feel like, okay, this is different already. I'm telling you, this is different already. So what this does, though, the second thing that this does is that it gives you a clear indication of the expectation of the result of the thing. And if this work has to do with interaction and maybe it's working with customers or clients, and that there's an expectation of how that kind of relationship or customer service needs to happen, you want to be clear to identify that as well. So these are two kind of ideas. If the work is consistent and relational, you want to get that information and get those expectations. If the work is results based, meaning I do the work, there's an output of the work, here is the output of the work, this is for that scenario. So if there's an output, what this conversation will do for you is mark out all of the things that are important and need to be addressed. And you'll get the expectation, the standard, the quality. So this is the kicker. There are many ways to do one job. And the way that they do that job may get them the results that they want, but the way you do the job could also get the results that they want. So this is an activity in allaying fears by having that conversation. And then secondly, you're doing the work and you're going to make sure you meet those expectations the way you do the work. So there's no need for conversation about how I'm doing the work as long as I am outputting the expected results. Now, on the other hand, if this is not about an output, but an actual service, an actual way you are actually dealing with a thing, it's in practice, then it's slightly different, but nonetheless, there are always many ways to accomplish a goal. So maybe you don't have to contact a person every 30 minutes to accomplish a thing where they're just wanting you to do it because they want to make sure that nothing is falling through the cracks. You make sure there's nothing falling through the cracks. And it will be work initially. But I promise you, what this does is build trust, especially when you are actually successful with the results. Now, if you do this and the account gets blown up, people get fired, you miss deadlines, the client leaves, the bills aren't paid, then listen, you need to be micromanaged. But if you were able to accomplish the work, get the result, but you did it differently than what they do, they will begin to trust that you can handle it. Because I promise you, micromanaging is completely fear-based. And that fear is, I can't trust this person to do what needs to be done. But we've already talked about it. If you can be trusted to do what needs to be done, that's how you get a micromanager to stop being a micromanager. All right. So that's one tip for the toxic work environments. There's so many. Come back and we'll see what else we can get into.